Kharon, Scourge of Atlantis. Kharon fights alone in the Valley of Death. In a time lost to history, in a world known only in legends, where the greatest kingdom of all time is also the most corrupt, one man would challenge the imperious might of an entire nation. He is Kharon, Scourge of Atlantis. Because I'm traveling alone, they let me approach their camp unmolested. Curiosity and arrogance will get me as far as the gates. From there, a gift from the dead will get me inside. I've traveled for days through the Darigan Mountains to get to this valley. It is the only way one can get to the Urizen Lake, the sole source of water in this region. Since my last visit here, an Atlantean garrison has set up a fort in the valley. This is obviously another one of their attempts to spread civilization into the outer regions. Halt, traveler! Where do you think you are going, outlander? I come with a gift and a message for General Karnath. That seal is the signet of the first family of Atlantis. Where did you find that, outlander? That is a tale for General Karnath only. Now give me pass, or know the wrath of the first family. We can give you pass, but you will have to be escorted. We can't have outlanders roaming the camp, no matter who their friends are. And as simple as that, I am escorted to Karnath's tent. General, this traveler bears the seal of the first family and says he has a gift and a message for you. You have the stink of the outer regions upon you. What gift could you possibly have of any value? The gift of life. Life over death. Please, outlander, why don't you astound us with your secrets? We could use a good laugh. Last year, a tribe of Lilacs came to this valley on their yearly trek to the Urizen Lake. Seeing that your camp blocked the way, the chief and his daughter came to ask you for your permission to pass through peacefully. Laughing at his request, you butchered him on the spot. Then you set your man on his daughter. But he found enough strength to attack so his daughter could escape. One of her attackers was Durvas Vishen, the son of your emperor. During the attack, she managed to pull the royal seal off his cloak. She made it as far as the hills before finally giving in to her wounds. She died a few hours later. I vaguely remember that, but how could you know of it? And what's more, why should we care? The Lilacs are no better than dogs or sheep. I know, because these bones told me. By the gods, he's a necromancer! And you should care, because these bones want revenge. It was not my intent to kill the general with this attack. A single bone ghost is no match for a camp full of soldiers. Still, I knew the creature would provide me with a perfect diversion while I obtained my true goal. And sadly, this is the end of our little teaser. This is a story that Jim and I did for a website called Zuda. Essentially how it worked is that you could submit comics to Zuda. Zuda would choose 10 comics that would put them up on their website, and then people could vote for the comic of their choice. And whoever the people would vote for would end up being published for about a year on the Zuda website. So our submission was picked amongst 10 other comics to be put on the website. Sadly, we weren't chosen. People didn't vote for us, so we didn't publish our comic through Zuda after all. We probably could have published it through flashbackuniverse.com, but in the end, we ended up not doing that either. There was a few more pages other than the actual Zuda proposal, so essentially our friend Kharon would manage to escape with the general's horse. And I don't remember the dialogues, but essentially the general and the high priest were always pretty much at odds with each other. Essentially, there was this odd struggle between church and state, and whoever was trying to gain the more influence or the more power. And also, the idea also was to try and use some sort of cave painting to try to give some backstory to the characters and to the story itself. Also, the cave paintings were also used to try to plant some ideas. As you can see on the wall, there's like essentially a strange dinosaur-looking creature. It is a creature that we already saw on the cover on the comic, but also I was using the painting to establish that it's a creature that exists in this world, and that we will see a bit later. Also, you can see like a purple-blue type of character. It's another character that we would have seen a bit later in the comic. Sadly, we never got to that part. Here we have some more bickering between the general and the priest. And here we see the horse coming back to the camp. And essentially, as you saw a bit before on one of the pages, Kharon had the horse drink some evil goo, some evil stuff that pretty much contaminated the horse. And in turn, the idea was that the horse would, in turn, contaminate the whole camp. And that's pretty much how Kharon would manage to defeat all the soldiers, although there's a few other things he would do also. And we see Kharon came back to the camp, and you see all the soldiers essentially preparing to face off that evil intruder, but before doing that, they decide to do something else instead. They decide to use their little dinosaur pet instead, which essentially brings us to the scene that we actually saw on the cover, which would have led to an epic battle between Kharon and the evil dinosaur-looking creature. Sadly, I did illustrate that fight at some point, but the pages that I've scanned are on some hard drive that sadly died on me a long time ago. There were a few twists and turns in that story, and there was Jim had also weaved a lot of political intrigue within the story. Who knows? Maybe if you guys like this enough, maybe at some point I'll be able to convince Jim to get back to doing this comics. We'll see. So that's pretty much it for our teaser of Kharon Scourge of Atlantis. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.